All right, well, I just did a little noodling on top of this a piece that I'm about to talk to you about. And then my little lamp went down, so I couldn't use my backdrop to control the lighting, and I just made my monitor white and reduce. I have to get another little lamp. It was just a piece of crap that someone left here, so I was using it, but it was terrible, and then the thing just stopped working, and it's a flimsy piece of crap. So this is my Songlet 4 in B minor, but it's also an interesting piece because it doesn't stay diatonic. I got to talk about that in the other video. I've been saying diachronic, which is a term I use all the time in philosophy, and I'm clearly misspeaking there. Another thing I have to fix. And also in this song, you see that bad habit I have up towards is this the bottom of the guitar or the top of the guitar? Towards the headstock, where the notes go down in frequency. This is just, it took me 25 takes to do that little thing, and you hear right at the start of it, I'm so exasperated on the take that was finally sufficient. You hear me like one of those pugs holding my breath and going like that at the beginning of the song, but I wasn't doing that piece over again. So it's not diatonic. It's centered around B minor, and I will solo over it in two scales, one diatonic and the other slightly modified, but it seems to work for this piece. So this piece starts in B minor bar chord, and then again, by the time I get to that B chord, the minor, or I could be doing an F sharp major potentially, right? I'm not doing that string pulling thing. It just seems to be here, but I do it on this piece. So it's just really a simple little Travis picking sort of thing, right? So to start, I'm picking out the A and the B, and then I'm going back and forth on the two middle strings, which is the D and the G. So that's a pretty basic and effective finger picking pattern. So then the piece moves through a melody in the bass note, if you will. So I'm then going to do the F sharp, and then the G, and then the A, and then I'm going to hammer on and off on that F sharp. So again, you have to keep that finger picking pattern going while you're adding in the bass notes, and you see if you slow it down, I start to have trouble, but you can see if I do it at speed how that works. And now this is tricky. This wasn't the part that I was screwing up. I've gotten decent at this part. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to slide from the B to the B flat, and then I'm basically doing an augmented chord there. So it's going diagonally. Each subsequent finger is down on the next string, and that gives you the augmented or diminished. It might be the diminished chord. And then the pattern begins again. Whoops. Same pattern. Oop. And I'm screwing it up. And then it's a walk down. I go to the B flat. Now the problem is the next note, the next bass note I want to get there is the F sharp again, and there's no way I can reach it. So this is where quickness comes in. You have to be able to quickly recenter, and I'm going to be keeping those. I'm going to be doing it's a major ninth chord, maybe add 9 chord. Here it would be the 13th, but here it's just like an add 9, and that's just so I can. And now this is the part I kept screwing up, because you got to get off. You got to stay on that bar chord to do the arpeggio, but then to do this part quickly, where I'm going to be on what am I on here? I'm confusing myself. The C sharp or D flat, and I'm hammering on that D, and I kept screwing that up. I was making it buzzy. It wasn't hearing sharp enough. So that's the tricky part of the song. And then another little tricky thing where I'm going to slide from the B to the C sharp and back, and another little trill. And then all of the rest of it is I'm either going to do this F sharp, B, then the next time I do the F sharp A, little dissonance, and then the third time through I do like I'm going to resolve on that B. I'm on the B flat, and then I go and I do a diminished. This would be it could be any of the 4 notes actually. So like an E diminished. Oh, sorry. No, sorry. Minor 7 flat and 5th first, and then to the diminished, and then this is actually a 7th chord. Now the root doesn't change, but the chord designation. And then I'm just doing some little embellishments. I do a G hammer on. I slide the D down to the D flat while I'm pulling on the E. And I'm doing 2 strings there. I'm doing the G and the B. And then I'm sliding up again, hitting the A, and resolving. So the way this piece gets out of a strict diatonic B flat minor is that I am going to be using, B minor. Jesus, Brian. The reason it's not strictly diatonic to B minor is because I'm using the B flat. But this was one of the reasons why they created the minor melodic and the jazz scale and the minor harmonic, because they didn't like that dominant 7th to root resolve. It wasn't as powerful as the half step resolve. So a lot of ways to embellish songs is to throw some minor melodic or minor harmonic where it works in a diachronic minor and key center. I listened to this audiobook on music theory because, of course, I'm self-trained. I never could afford. I always wanted lessons. I couldn't afford them. I had no choice. So I just did books. I don't like learning from videos because that isn't the era I came from. I find that slow. I do like watching a guitarist play. I've picked up a lot there, and sometimes having people show you stuff. So I just do some B minor Aeolian, right? Because that's what the key center is. And a lot of the dirgy pieces, they sound good with sort of soaring melody lines, because you got this gentle kind of ebb and flow in the background, and that gives you a great musical context to really bring some drama with the higher pitched instruments. But what I do some little things that sounded okay. So as that piece starts to shift, it goes into the bass thing, I do kind of like this. I go to the A sharp to get back down, and I'm still in a B minor chord, still in a B minor collection of notes, if you will. But I'm now in the B. I'm going to use the B minor harmonic, and that works because I'm using that B flat already in that walk down. And so that's basically all I'm doing. And then in the turnarounds, you don't want to wash the turnarounds out, right? This is one of the struggles, is you can fill a musical piece with too many instruments playing too many notes all at the same time. It's about give and take in space. And so in the turnaround, I just try to duplicate the, And that's the thing you'll find where instruments will come together to play the same thematic melody or progression in some instances, and then they might, go back into doing harmonic things, right? Which is to not be playing the same melody lines and to be playing different notes relative to the chord progression than the more traditional way of doing it. And so there you go. There's a couple of flubs in it. Again, I'm just trying to do these proof of concept. I used to have one of those, what are they called? They're the red things. Oh, this is just terrible. I'm losing my memory. I'm really worried. This is scaring me because I'm a prime candidate for CTE, and I'm worried that's what's happening. Oh my God, it's the little loop machine. Jesus Christ. Why can I picture the damn thing, but I can't get its name? And I had an electric guitar. It's just so much work. And I'm just so low. I mean, I understand how to use technology better than you do and better than 99% of people. And that's why I'm divesting from it and going back to lo-fi, because it's just pointless innovation at this point. So I found that this low-tech way of using my phone, putting that near the Snowball, the crappy Snowball mono mic I have to record, it lets me at least do these proof of concept pieces and explain to you, warts and all, what I'm doing, how I'm using the theory that I'm slowly accumulating to apply to creating these little pieces. You have yourself a great day. In a day or two, I'll be putting up a decent enough version of Blackbird by the Beatles, even though I just also discovered I haven't been playing that right either. Oh well, what can you do? Can you play Blackbird the wrong way? Well, I can.